my Lady Vine.
It's a fortune. Huge fortune.
And not his. I shall return it to those from whom it was stolen. Farewell, Panthea.
I'll take tea in the rose garden.
Yes, my lady.
You took your time, my girl. Start packing her things. Better pack your own, too. I know she can't lift a finger without you. Tell Harry, the groom, he'll be wanted too, no doubt. Well, my girl, haven't you got a kiss for your poor aunt?
How lovely to see you, Aunt Emma.
Well, let's not gush on about it. There's much to do.
But I'm perfectly happy here.
You've been stubborn about this long enough. With your parents dead and now your dear brother, you cannot go on living in this house unchaperoned any longer.
But this is my home.
It's completely out of the question. The Roundheads grow more brutish every day. A 19-year-old girl on her own in this monstrous great house.
My house. I absolutely refuse to leave it like some frightened little girl.
Well, I see I'll have to tell you the truth. I'm a very lonely woman. I want you with me. Won't you come?
In 1660, Charles II succeeded in regaining his father's throne. 2 years later, he made a popular political marriage to the Portuguese princess, Catherine of Braganza.
What is it, my dear?
Barbara Cartland.
How do you suppose the king's mistress feels when he brings his new bride home?
Insecure. She has had the king to herself for 2 years.
The new bride is the worst threat Barbara Cartland could possibly face.
The Countess Castlemaine looks decidedly nervous.
She has reason to be.
Perhaps the king will have to pay more attention to his new bride and less to her.
Is that Rudolph fine with her? I thought that pauper was old news.
Old news is sometimes a comfort. Beats being a coachman, eh, Sergeant?
Keep your eyes to the front, you lecherous little dwarf.
Aunt Emma, who is that lady over there?
No one you would wish to know. Look away.
I've never seen so many people. Virginal little maid over there. Who is she? Oh,
Good God. I do believe it's Panthea Vine. She's a distant cousin. My, how she has grown up.
Has she?
We vines do tend to blossom suddenly.
I see. Is that why you've joined everyone in goggling at her?
Ah, yes. I see what you mean. No, it's just that it was her brother. It's what I told you about. When Richard Vine got his head chopped up, I should have got his title. But for this other cousin, Lucius. You see, Lucius is the nearer cousin, damn it. I told you, remember?
My dear, if I had to remember all your complaints against life...
But you promised. You promised to get the kin to assume Lucius's death and confer the title Duke of Manson on me. I'm utterly out of funds, as bare as a peeled egg. The dukedom would restore me.
Enough. I will not go through it all again.
Oh, but you will intercede for me.
I may have to intercede for myself. First a new bride, and now a new face of just the sickly, untouched kind that can stir the king's palate.
But she is extremely rich, though nobody quite knows how.
Lady Darlington, my dear girl. Now, why have we not seen you in court before this?
I thought it was time you stood on your own 2 feet, Your Majesty.
I do not know what you call them in Portugal, dearest, but this lady was my nurse, my second mother, my...
Oh, see, I understand. Governante.
And who is this delightful wood nymph?
This is my niece, Lady Panthea Vine.
Your Majesties. In Portugal, you are everything we imagine when we think of English girl. Oh, you're most kind, Your Majesty.
I wish we'd be friends. You also?
Oh, yes, I would.
I tell you what, we will make sweet Lady Vine a lady of the Queen's bedchamber. How would that suit you, my dear?
Oh, it's very good. Oh, now tell me something that puzzles me about England.
You did say the Queen's bedchamber, Your Majesty.
I am King Charles, not St. George. I do not fight dragons, Mistress Darlington.
Lord Evesham.
My lady?
Find Sir Philip Gage.
The Solicitor General and Keeper of the King's Peace.
Are there 2 Sir Philip Gages?
Well, I was simply thinking that...
Do not. You are not fitted for it. I will await him in the orangery.
My dearest coz.
You were a child when we last met. Aunt. Rudolph. I am your cousin, Rudolph. Through James and Anne on the distaff side.
Oh, Cousin Rudolph. How pleasant.
Panthea, Lady Darlington, permit me to present the Countess Castlemaine. I was not to know the old assassin would do that.
She will pay. I swear on my heart's blood. She and her little milksop will know what it is to insult me.
Lady Castlemaine.
Philip, are you still my eyes and my ears?
Have I not given you proofs?
An arrogant little two-faced schemer freshly come to court, Panthea Vine. Do you know her?
I am aware of the family, yes.
Lady Vine. Forgive my interruption. Lady Castlemaine.
The child looks harmless enough to me.
Allow me to know. I will stand no opposition. I will brook no competition. I want Milady Vine watched every minute. As soon as I find her weakness, she will find herself wishing she had never been born.
Aunt Lady Darlington, Cousin Lady Vine. You know the family tree. You could help. You both know that when Richard, Duke of Manston, died, my deepest, by the way, commiserations, I rightfully should have come into his title.
I know nothing of the sort. Lucius Vine is the rightful heir.
Oh, Lucius Vine. Nobody's heard of him for years. After the king fled back to France, he became, if you please, a highwayman.
A highwayman? Do you know a lot about highwaymen?
Yes. Well, no. That is, I know about as much as most folk. I was really meaning that Lucius is probably dead in some ditch by now, or hanged under one of those nicknames they all seem to attract.
Nicknames? Oh, Cousin Rudolph, you are clever knowing about such things. What sort of nicknames?
Oh, various kinds.
Well, for instance?
Jack Flash, Spring Heels, Red Scarf, that kind of thing.
Oh, it's fascinating. What was Lucius's?
Lucius's?
His nickname. You said they all had nicknames.
I do not know that I ever heard it.
Will we be moving somewhere else in the palace now you're a lady in waiting, milady?
Martha, do you know what happened to a cousin of mine called Lucius? Martha.
Martha?
I'm sorry, milady. I don't know nothing about what happened to him.
We've known each other since we were children. You can't hide from me. Now, what is it?
Nothing, milady.
You know something, don't you? Now tell me, Martha.
Oh, Martha, I'm sorry. No, don't cry. But you must tell me.
I can't.
Look at me. Was he a highwayman? Did he have a nickname? Now, as you love me, tell me, what was it?
Silver plate.
I knew it. He knew my name. name and yet no one had told him. He brought me home and yet no one had told him the way.